So let's get started. So from this session, we will know what product design is. We'll also know what product design and then UI UX is. Are they the same? Are they different? What are the differences? We'll talk about the importance of product design. Why do we need it in everyday life? Is it important at all? So then we'll talk about the skills that we need as a product designer, UI UX designer, as a case to product design. So we've heard your takes on what product design is and what is not. So product design basically is, let's say, it's an iterative process, end to end, that seeks to create an application, a website, a product, essentially. So you'd agree with me that there are different kinds of products. We have, glasses, for example. We have mouse, for example. Those are products, yes. We also have things like WhatsApp. We also have things like Twitter. We also have things like Google. So these are different products. Now, there are different kinds of products. We have the physical products and digital products. So what is product design really, as it concerns the digital world, is the iterative end-to-end process that is holistic, that applies visual skills, applies experience skills, applies research skills in order to create an optimum product that meets the needs of a user. So I want to create a solution that enables school leavers find jobs. So I will design a product for that particular solution. This can be physical, it can be digital. Yeah. So if it's going to be digital now, it basically means it may either be a website, an application, or any other of those digital interfaces. Yes. So that is the product I have in mind. So product design basically seeks to employ UI UX skills, user interface, which is what we see, user experience skills, which is basically how the users experience that particular product, you get, in order to have the user's needs met. So I'm a school leaver, for example. I need to find jobs. Now, we have a product designer whose job is to look for solutions to different problems. So I am the target audience. I am 19, for example. I just left school, studied engineering, for example. So the product designer's job now is, okay, let's do this. Let's sit back, observe who our users are, look at what their problems, their pain points appear to be, then look for ways to solve those problems. So the product designer's job is that. Now, what is users UI UX exactly? So user interface, user experience, user interface, user experience. Now, it's basically the same thing. Their job basically is also the same as the product designer's job. Yeah, they are going to look for solutions to the problems of any user. So same use case, job leaver, school leavers, 19-year-old engineering students. Now he wants to look for a job. The UI UX guys, what they do is they think of a solution to this particular problem, and then they think of ways that they can meet the user's needs. I'm looking for a job. I'm 19. I just left school. What can I do? So both UI UX and product design are essentially the same thing. The only difference that we can say tell them apart is the fact that one thing someone said, business. Yeah, we need to consider the business of the solution we're trying to bring to the market. While some solutions may be charity-based, yeah, we have different solutions that are basically trying to help humanity. So there's particularly no business sense, no money coming from it, yeah. But then again, it doesn't negate the fact that there would be profits. Profit may not be money, it may be impacts, it may be level of life saved or touched, basically. Those can be their profits matrix, yeah. Now, it's not restricted to just that form of business or profits. UI UX guys and product designers are essentially the same thing. What is the difference between two of them? Why am I a product designer and someone else is a UI UX designer? Why is it that companies want to employ product designers and then companies want to also employ UI UX designers? So what then is the difference? Now, we need to know that UI UX plus business is not necessarily equal to product design. So we all have gone online to look at different meanings of what product design is. And some of us come to the conclusion that, okay, a UI UX guy needs to have knowledge in business for him to be a product designer. That may be true, but that is not entirely true. Now, if I am designing a product and the goal is not to make profits whatsoever, I would say that product is a flawed product. Now, the thing is, if at all I want to design for this solution I just mentioned now, looking for job seekers, pairing job seekers to potential employment, for example, the business will be that, okay, job seeker A gets paired to company ABC, job seeker B gets paired to company PQR, for example. So that is the metrics of success for that particular product. So the product designer now and the UI UX designer also, they all have that particular focus, making sure that their product is useful, usable, and actually has value to offer its target audience. So essentially, they're basically the same thing. Now, what then is the difference? It's not a matter of what they are doing, but basically when they are doing it. So, like I mentioned earlier, UI UX guys, product designers are the same, essentially. But the difference may be that, okay, a UI UXer has designed the entire product and he rested. I can be a freelancer. I freelance for maybe Japan trying to do this job pairing thingy. Now, I designed the product for them and I just left the product for them. That is the job of a UI UX designer. I have designed end to end and given it out to the company that asks for it, Japan, for example. Now, a product designer's role now is, okay, it has been designed, yeah, but then it's our job now to now maintain this interface and make the experience better. So UI UXers, product designers, they need to always have business in mind or success in mind, yeah? The difference between some of them is that one maintains and upscales. A UI UXer can be a freelancer. He designs and just gives to a client to continue from there. Product designers, they are product centered. They basically try to make sure that products at every point in time meets the user's needs. Okay, so let me give a real life scenario now. So I offer a company, fintech. So we have loads and loads of complaints from users on a regular basis. We pass it through customer service, customer success, gets the pain points of our users. Then we have a brainstorming session. Now, during the brainstorming session, we tend to want to identify, okay, what is wrong? What are the pain points for our users? So user A says, okay, he doesn't find it easy to navigate the interface of the application. For example, user B says, okay, he wants to make bulk transfers, for example. User C says, okay, I want to be able to have beneficiaries, for example. So if you can't hear me or I'm too fast, please let me know so I can slow down. Now, so these are all different scenarios, different pain points of different users now. So what the product team now does is, okay, they take all this into advisements, consider it, okay, this is what users are feeling. How can we design solutions to meet those needs? So they're designing that, okay, I want to make sure that as a user now, I'm able to send transfers to 10 persons at a go, instead of imputing first bank, imputing username, imputing account number, imputing amounts every single time. I'm just send it all at once. Now, user B says, okay, I want to be able to do XYZ as well. So the product team now, what they do is they take the advisement, they now research the best ways to actually make these things happen, to make sure that the experience of the app is seamless. So UI UXers now, their job ends as, okay, we have completed the products and we have given to engineering. Okay, for those that do not know, so if you want to design or you want to create an application or a website or a software, for example, what happens is this. There is usually research. Yeah, ideally, there is research. We now know our target audience, demographic of our users. Their ages between 16 to 40, for example. They stay in West Africa, for example. They basically are working youth, yeah, of the, let's say, engineering industry. So we know our target audience. Yes, to do research, they know their pain points, they just have personas. Personas are basically those imaginary figures or persons that embody who the solution is being designed for. Yeah, so we know what all these things are. Now, next is we now try to design the products, the interface, and then the experience. Now, after that, we now hand this off to engineers. We have front-end engineers, we have back-end engineers, and then we have full stack guys, essentially. So that's how it basically works, from design to engineering and then launch. Yeah, so we now have all these things. UI UX has basically ends as at launch. My app is live now, yay, we're done, I get paid, and that's all. Yeah, product designers now, that job is, okay, I am a part of a team, a product-centered team. We have designed these products. We want to make sure our users are content with what they're seeing. So if there is any complaints, we basically look out for feedback. We note it down, we make research, we now design for these particular problems. If they are feasible, if they can be worked on, work on it. If they can make our business blossom, we do it. You get. So the difference now is not what they are doing, but when and how they're doing it. UI UXers stop as launch. Product designers basically continue beyond launch. They're basically, you've heard of Flutterwave, you've heard of Paystart, you've heard of CUDA. Those are basically some examples of product-centered businesses. They have a product team, product designers, product managers, product-centered individuals, essentially. This is not on the slide now, yeah, but what can we say are the importance of product design? Let's think. How many, show of hands now, just raise your hand. How many of you are on, let's say, LinkedIn, for example? You can raise your hand, or if you can speak. Zoom user, that's your username. Okay, Funmi, okay, Jesse, you're on LinkedIn. Okay, awesome stuff. How many of you are on, let's say, Telegram? I'm pretty sure you guys are on Telegram. Are you on Twitter? You're on Twitter. Okay. How many of you have a doorknob in your house? On your door? You all have those. You all have pumping machines. You get. You all have. Basically, you all have things of this nature. So it's basically what we taught in school. Machines. Yeah. They are basically designed to make our lives easier. You get. So it's a no-brainer that, okay, product design is essential because we want to be able to have an easier way of life, or way of living. I use WhatsApp, for example, because I want to message people I need to talk to in real time and get responses. I use Zoom, for example, because I want to have a conference meeting like this. I use Instagram, Twitter for entertainment purposes. You get. So these products now were designed for a singular reason of meeting the needs of our users. We have a doorknob, physical doorknob, to be able to open our doors with relative ease. So it will be really difficult if there is no thought process into what we are using. Let's say, for example, yeah, we have a ketchup bottle, no ketchup. It has a small opening. I want to apply it inside hot dog, for example, now. And I have to squeeze, and really small quantities coming out of my ketchup bottle. Yes, as opposed to I have the same ketchup bottle, but it's a wider opening. I will basically press it easily and amount I need comes out. So one importance of product design, yes, is the fact that we tend to have a better thought process into the ease of use. Ease of use, importance, or need, again. So these needs now have been identified by product designers and have been designed for not just digital products now. Your chair, your sofa, your bed. You've heard of ergonomic chairs. Those chairs are those ones that basically, they were designed for your comfort. Again, so those are basically, that's basically the importance of product design. We observe needs, we solve those needs. Now, the next thing is this. what skills do we need as a product designer? Now, why will I venture into product design? Can I cope with product design? What skills do I need to be able to thrive in the industry? Now, I would separate it into two different skills, which are soft skills and then there are hard skills. So let's look at the soft skills now. One of them, which I think is the most important soft skill, is learning. That means to learn. I was on Twitter yesterday, and somebody was saying, Mudia, one of our mentors in design, was saying he appreciates how design basically enables everyone delve into different industries. So currently, I work with the fintech industry, fintech company. We basically do payments, By the side, I was working on a payment as well, but a payroll software. Now, it's not quite the same. It is fintech, yes. The processes involved in simple payments, B2B, is different from the payroll. So I will need to learn how payroll functions, how it works, so I can design for it and meet the needs of the users. Now, others now design for blockchain industry. Others design for edtech, health tech. You get, so that designers basically are multidisciplinary in quotes. I did environmental management in school. I did not do health. I did health, but I did not do, let's say, finance, for example. So if I want to be able to design for a finance problem, I will need to be able to learn about finance. How does money move? How does money work? On that use case would be, okay, I want to design for, you've heard of this rave now, metaverse, blockchain, cryptocurrency, those kind of things. So I do not know of these industries. What I will need to excel in asset design is learning the technology behind those industries. Designing for metaverse, for example, I need to know how it operates, what needs to be in place to have it function. Designing for blockchain, for example, I need to be able to know how the blockchain is, how it operates, so I can design for the blockchain industry. So one important skill that we need to know as product designers is learning. As your first few months down to your peak of your career, you would always need to learn something new. And the beauty of it is that technology is fast advancing. You will not have the breather to say, okay, I know it now, let me just calm down. You will not have that. Today, you have this new technology coming up. Tomorrow, you have the same technology advanced coming up. So learning is like one of the most basic and important skills in design and life generally. Next is critical thinking. So critical thinking now, I would say, is the ability to break down complex problems. So I am trying to design for blockchain, yes, but not for the millennials or Gen Zs now. I have to design for the elderly. Now, ideally, blockchain and the elderly, they don't really go well in one sentence. So it basically presents a problem that, okay, the target audience for this particular solution now may have issues making use of these particular products. Again, so critical thinking basically now employs the ability to break down what can be in place to make sure there's a seamless process for this solution. So blockchain, what do I need to do to make it as easy to use as possible for my target audience? Critical thinking. So it's a skill that can be learned over time once you engage in skill problem solving, engage in design, engage in critical activities that basically spoil your mental strength. Essentially, you'd have that skill. So it doesn't fall on your lap. It is developed over time. It's similar to problem solving. So problem solving now, basically, what I would say is I see a problem and I can innovatively come up with a solution for that problem. Someone was saying this one time, it was on IT 2018 or so, Chevron. So it's a big company. When they needed to maybe sign logs, for example, one would need to move from point A to point B, which is like a far distance. Now, what did he do? He was able to make use of Excel sheets to collate company member data, yeah, and design a solution using the Excel sheets where they can basically send their logs in real time without having to traverse that distance from point A to point B. Problem solving. Innovatively looking up for a solution to a particular problem. That is basically it. It, again, doesn't just happen. It develops over time. Once you're able to break down complex problems, you can look for solutions to those problems easily. Next is teamwork and collaboration. You know that no man is an island. There are things that you may know, I do not know, even in product design. There are things that I may know, you do not know. Now, the ability to be able to work with different persons is essential in design. For a product to be created end to end, ideally, we have different teams. Product design, product management, engineering, front end, back end, mobile, as the case may be. In a team of, let's say, fintech, customer success, we have HR, we have loads of teams. Now, the goal of this business is to make profits at the end of the day. So we need to make sure that working from design team to product management team to engineering team is as seamless as possible. So nobody can work in isolation. I cannot say I want to design screens A, B, C, yeah, and I do not run it through a design team first to see if it is possible to design it the way I want to design it. There's some things that are, as at present, are not implementable. They are possible potentially, but as at present, the tech we have have not caught up to the ideas we have in our minds. So if those things at the moment can't be done by engineering, it can be scrapped. And you do not need to, as a designer, say, why have you drawn out? Yes. So collaborating with teams enable you to be able to say, okay, this is what we can do as a team. This is what we cannot do as a team. This is what we can let go of. This is what we need to pull through. Again, so collaboration, teamwork, it basically helps a lot. Aside that, personal goal for the year, I want to try and collaborate with as many designers as I possibly can. So the goal of this is I get to see other designers' thought processes. I get to see how they are able to design what they're designing. What did you think of to bring this solution? So how did you apply X, Y, Z to come up with this solution? So it's also a learning process because you get to experience, you get to see real time what others are thinking. If you can come into design now, as a junior designer, for example, you should, as much as possible, collaborate with your peers, those of the same level, collaborate with seniors. You get. So if you collaborate with your peers, for example, you have insight into, okay, you're learning together, there's a community of learners. Now, collaborating with seniors now, you'll be able to have this room for corrections. So it basically enables you to have a firmer grasp of design through and through. Next thing, which will be the last thing, this is not exhaustive, there are more soft skills, but I would say is self-management. What this means, there's always this meme that comes up once in a while. They'll be like graphic designers, for example, they never miss their deadlines, or they always have deadlines to meet. They always disappoint. They're like tailors. They're like tailors. So self-management is key. If you are working in a team, for example, you have tasks X, Y, Z to complete. You don't need to be always reminded that, okay, what are the deliverables for today? When are you getting them ready? You need to be able to manage yourself, your time, your real estate, design real estate wise now, and otherwise, basically making sure that the inputs that you give out or the inputs is effective or basically effective. So do not cause trouble for the entire team. Some designers now can tend to want to flex their muscles and design. They best do overkill. The solution is simple, but the design also needs to be simple. You now want to flex muscle and design. Again, so being able to restrain yourself as best as you can will help a lot. Next is the hard skills, the core skills of an actual designer now. Visual design skills. This means that, okay, you have layouts down, you have color down, you have typography down. You basically understand the concept of design. You know what looks good, you know what doesn't look good, you know what can be improved on if you see it. So having a visual skill that basically would help you translate a thought into a solution will go a long way. What we were talking about earlier was a solution for job seekers. So I left school. I saw an application that basically pairs designers to jobs. Now, I entered Play Store, I entered Apple Store, and I saw like 4 or 5 different applications. Which one do you think I would go for first? A, fine looking, but that's all I know about it. B, not so fine looking, but that's all I know about it as well. C, fine looking, and it basically highlights, okay, let's separate A and B. So let's do this now. If you can unmute your mic, just share your thoughts with me. Enter Play Store. I see a fine looking application, but I normally go in depth to see what it entails. That's one. B, I see a not so fine application. I don't also go in depth to look at this. So which one do you think I would go for first? What do you think? Show of hands, unmute your mics.
You can also just unmute your mic. I think for this moment, I just allow people to unmute their mics. So if you want to just speak, okay. Yeah.
The one that's not fine.
One that's not fine?
Yes.
Any idea why? What's the reason for that?
So that you can make improvements.
What did you say?
So that you can make improvements.
No. Okay, here's the thing now. I just left school now. Graduates. I just finished NYSC. Now I'm looking for a job. I entered Play Store and I saw 2 applications. One was fine, one was not so fine. So which one do you think I will go for first?
The fine one.
The fine one, why?
Definitely the fine one.
Why?
Because of the
visual representation.
appeal.
Because it's fine.
And it's enticing.
Exactly. So, you know, when people say there's inner beauty, beauty is of the heart, it's of the mind. Yes, there's inner beauty. I do not agree that. Yeah, but it's what I see that attracts me to the beauty, in quotes. So I'm on Play Store now. I see 2 applications, app A, app B. One is fine, one is not so fine. Definitely, I like fine things. Go for the fine one. Now, it may not meet my needs, yes, but it will be the visual skills will be enough to attract the user to want to click into what it may have. Again, so having a really, really strong visual skill will go a long way into in your arsenal of design skills now. Next is UX design. So this is basically experience design. We have things like prototyping, things like information architecture. So you find that out in your course, yes, but being able to design the experience of the application or the software or the websites would go a long way. Now, some persons now, how do I explain this? There are people that are, so some persons are colorblind, yes. Some persons have auditory issues. Some persons have what's the term? Look for the term to actually use. Now, they are not complete, in quotes. So as a designer now, they need to be on my platform, be it website, be it application, as the case may be. So as a UX designer, I will be able to identify that, okay, XYZ of the population here have this color blindness, or XYZ population that needs our products now cannot really hear well, for example. So the UX designers now be able to say, okay, so if you can't hear, let us do this. Let us be able to have a pop-up that basically gives off, let's say, confetti, for example, to attract users to see that they need to see, you get. Or if they cannot see, we have what we call alt text in some applications or some designs. Basically, it reads out this what is on the screen. So even if you cannot see in code, you can basically be aided to the alt function, and you hear what's going on in the interface. Yes. So the UX designers now, their job is to basically map out how the experience would be, from the wireframes, the prototypes, to basically all those things that entails the experience of the design. It's not just the interface now, there's also the experience part of it. Now, next is mastery of the design tool. I saw one time someone used, there's this thing on Windows, Paint. Someone used Paint to design an application. Paint is like, if you used to use, when you were a small guy here, you use Paint to learn design. You usually use Paint. Paint is like Paint. It's really like a low level design software that basically used for your children to play around. You get. So someone used that particular software to design an interface end to end. You get. That is really, really cool. Now, in 2022 now, usually we have Figma, we have XD. Some persons may still want to use Adobe Illustrator for UI UX, which is not wrong. Yes, design basically is more than a tool. Yeah, but learn how to use your tool. Being able to make optimal use of the tool provided will go a long way, because it will save you time to make your process seamless. It will basically make it easier for you to basically navigate your idea and thought process, bring it to life. So if I have an idea in mind, I cannot bring it to life with my design tool. It will die there in my mind. So learning the nitty-gritties of the design tool that I'm trying to work with, be it Figma, be it Adobe Illustrator, not Illustrator, please, be it Adobe XD, it will go a really, really long way. Next is prototyping. So prototyping basically is you're trying to present how the design will look like in real life when implemented to your clients, to your users. Basically, presentation, how it will look like when engineering has done their own part of the design. Next is attention to detail. This now basically talks about the fact that there are some things that you need to always consider from your design, from your users, from every single part or stakeholder, in quotes, that basically has a role to play in the entire process. You cannot always overlook things. So being able to know what's overlook and know what's to not overlook is an important skill as well.